Hello, it's a Monday, so another episode of Music with Mr. D. We have a well-packed show for you tonight with lots of live music news and an interesting interview with Sylvie Bouchard from the Arbor Gallery Cultural Center in Van Cleek. So let's get started. Going to get the hang of that button once and for all sooner or later. Yes, and welcome back to another episode, number 7 of Music with Mr. D. It's really amazing what lifting of a few restrictions can do for both musicians and venues in Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec. Some of the restrictions are still in place in Western Quebec regarding masking and the like. In Ontario, we're mask-free. It's a customer choice. There are still concerns, of course, about the ability of this BA, whatever it is, to spread from folks to folks. So a lot of people are still hanging on to the masks, and we support all of their decisions to do so. We can't ever be too careful with all the stuff that's going on. So let's start out today's broadcast with a list of what we know of in terms of live music activity going on today. We're not getting a lot of input from venues or performers, so we can only provide to you what we find on Facebook and in other areas. So let's get started. Señorita Sin has an EP release on April 2nd at La Maison Tavern in Cornwall. She's a really energetic and powerful performer, so if you're in the Cornwall area, drop in at the La Maison Tavern on April the 2nd and hear a little bit of Señorita Sin's music. The Tragically Hip tribute band Courage is at La Patriote in Saint Eustache at 8 p.m. on April 2nd as well. April 8th is we see a CD release party for Brian Gallagher's new disc, An Ordinary Guy, at Cardinal Brewing in Hudson at 7 p.m. On April 11th, our friends the Co-Conspirators, having returned from their Western tour, will be launching a new record at Bar Courcelle at 8 p.m. Another group of our good friends on April 22nd, the Wineberries are at the Boulevard Cafe in Chateauguay. The Wineberries always put on a great show. They're terrific entertainers and wonderful musicians and just real fine people. On April 23rd, Hudson-based Pagoda Starling appears at the Mariposa Cafe in Montreal. And on April the 29th, a certainly not to be missed event happens at Cornwall's Altsville Theatre, as that well-known Canadian band, the Stampeders, will perform at the Altsville Theatre. Think Sweet, Sweet, Sweet City Woman. You got the band I'm talking about. So check out the Facebook page, the webpage for the Altsville Theatre, and you'll get some more details on timing and ticket prices and all the rest of that. In addition to these performance dates, we have a new open mic venue at the Atlantic in Alexandria, Thursdays at 7 p.m., pretty much every Thursday, I understand. A regular acoustic jam occurs every second Thursday at Cardinal Brewing in Hudson, the next one being April 6th at 6:30, and the Celtic Traditional Jam at the same location on alternate Wednesdays, same time, next one being March the 30th. Cunningham's Pub in St. Anne de Bellevue has live music every Friday and Saturday. And of course, when you're done watching me here, it's Hillbilly Night at the Wheel Club in NDG, both live and online. So if you can't get down to the club itself in NDG, certainly check them out on their Facebook page. Hillbilly Night is always a very interesting evening of music. It's been going on for 50-something years, so you can't knock that kind of success. So be sure to check out the Facebook page and the web pages for these venues that I've mentioned, or the artists, to confirm the addresses and performance times. Often the only information we get is what is shared on Facebook, so we're not exactly always 100% confident in what we put together for you. Speaking of live performances, we have a special announcement this evening. Second Music was producing a show at the Arbor Gallery in Van Cleek Hill, featuring the group Sussex. It's a folk guitar and vibraphone duo who have 2 albums right now to their name, and their music is really different and really interesting. And unfortunately, due to some health issues, this scheduled sold-out performance has been postponed. We are going to set it up again for Friday, April the 22nd. And we hope that all the performers will be healthy and well and ready to give us the kind of show that we've become used to in seeing Sussex. So anyone who has a seat reservation already is confirmed for this new date, and we hope to attract a few more people so that we can fill the house for this group. So this week our featured interview is with Sylvie Bouchard of the Arbor Gallery Cultural Center in Van Cleek Hill. The Arbor Gallery is one of its is the largest gallery of its kind between Ottawa and Montreal. It features a lot of very interesting art, from sculptors to painters to fabric artists. You never know what's going to be on display at the gallery, and you can always check, of course, on their calendar and find out who is showing at any given time. Second Music has been honored to be asked to handle the coordination of a music program, which was going to begin tomorrow night, and we're already setting up some shows. We've got a booking for June and one for August already, and we're going to be filling in the gaps very, very soon. Sylvie Bouchard is the president and secretary of the board, and is also serving as the general manager role, and just about anything else that needs to be done on site there with the help of her volunteers gets done under Sylvie's direction. She's got lots of things planned, so let's run the pre-recorded interview and find out what she's all about. Oh, this is our feature interview for the episode 7 broadcast of Music with Mr. D. We're going to be welcoming to our show Sylvie Bouchard from the Arbor Gallery Cultural Center in Van Cleek Hill. The Arbor Gallery is the largest of its kind between Montreal and Ottawa, and has an excellent reputation for both artistic and cultural presentations that it supports. So we're just going to bring Sylvie into the studio as we're talking, and welcome, Sylvie, to Music with Mr. D.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So before we begin, as you know, I'm a big believer in full disclosure. So I'm going to want our audience to know that I am a former board member of the gallery, and I'm currently coordinating the music program for them. So to think that I'm 100% totally objective would be an error, but I try to be as objective as I can with the interview process. So let's start by, how are you?
I'm well. Yourself? I hope you're good too.
I'm pretty good, thanks. I've gotten over my little computer problems that were plaguing me, so we should be able to move along fairly quickly. So, Sylvie, you're a relative newcomer to Van Cleek Hill.
I am.
I think we know that something like 20% of the town now is people who have only been here 10 years or less, including me. I think I've already passed my 10-year anniversary as a resident of Van Cleek Hill. So you're a relative newcomer, but you appear to have jumped in with both feet into the activities of the town. So what brought you to Van Cleek Hill in the first place, and from where did it bring you?
Well, it's funny because, yes, we are newcomers. We came in on Valentine's Day 2019, actually, is when we moved into Van Cleek Hill. And we kind of came from the West Island, and we detoured in Ottawa. And when we moved from Quebec to Ottawa, I kind of retired, and that's when I kind of found my artist within again. So I was in a few artist organization. And when we were looking for something that was more between Ottawa and Montreal, for many reasons, family and such, I was looking for a place that had that community feeling, but artistic incline as well. And when I started reading up and talking to people, it became an obvious choice. So we moved in here, and from the start, I kind of called it the my magic village, my magical village, mon village magique,
Signs of the Welcome to Vankleek Hill, the magical village,
I
instead of the
should, I should.
instead of the gingerbread
Yeah, because for
references.
the longest time, the few months I was looking for gingerbread
Yeah,
because as
you're
a
not the
French
only
girl,
one. Yeah, that's right. So you have a background in the arts. So you want to talk a little bit about your own artistic background?
it's always been more of a side thing to me.
Mhm.
I did not study, although I did study at Ottawa School of Art and such afterwards, but it was more of it became as most artists will tell you, I've been drawing ever since before I was walking, but I came back to the art more when we moved and I retired and such. And then I took classes and so on at the Ottawa School of Art, the Ottawa Realist Academy as well and such, So, but I guess it's the creative thing is innate and born thing for me, and I love the community of artists. I love the creative outlook and so on and so forth. So that's why I was looking for a place where that was expressed. And good grief, did we find that?
Yeah, that's for sure. So you're a visual artist.
Yes, I
Yeah.
mostly do acrylic paintings, and I draw as well. I use mixed media is my favorite approach.
Mhm.
And although right now honestly my artwork is the gallery, has been the gallery for the last 2 years. I have not touched my paints ever since, but that's fine. It uses more of my creative brain
Sure.
and the left brain as well.
Yeah. That's not exactly correct, because I know you just repainted a room at the gallery.
Yeah, that kind of painting
So,
and it was at the gallery. So see,
yeah, there
not
you
quite
are. See.
either.
But you also am I mistaken, or were you also part of the team that redid some of the murals?
Oh yeah,
You
my
guys
gosh,
okay?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, well, actually, that's it. It's funny because when people knew I was an artist and we had moved in, and I went to all of the festivals. I'm kind of as you see, a big talker. So I kind of got social, and everybody was saying, "Well, Laurie Turpin is redoing the murals. She needs help." Go. So I did. So I joined Laurie's team even before I joined the board, actually, or even became a member of the gallery. So I joined Laurie's team, I guess, at the beginning of the summer of 2019. And so I worked, I would say, almost every day with her that summer. So, and there was another artist, Susie Fairbrother, who actually joined as well about the same time. And uh, we help paint. So, now we can look at the mural and say, okay, I did this. So I did about a third of the panel. So I'm
Yeah.
proud of
Yeah.
that too.
Well, that's
It was
great.
fun. It was fun
Yeah.
experience.
And it was great to see them, especially that one on Main Street, right at
That's
the
the
corner
one.
there, that
Yeah.
that has been revived, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been quite exciting because it's been a feature of the town for quite some time.
That's right.
So yeah. So what is your actual role with the gallery?
Well, right now I kind of joined the board and then became secretary a couple of months after, and I was secretary for a full year. But then our um, president and a couple of members decided to retire after the very long tenure of services. Uh, it was amazing, and and then I took on the position at some point. I took the position of chair of the
Mhm.
board, the president of the board. Uh, but honestly, I think that since April of last year, since Mark Greenwald, who was our former president, retired, I've been really like taking on more and more and more. So parallel to being the chair of the board, I've been kind of I like to say either the gallery mom or the gallery runner, but I'm basically running the gallery right now.
Yeah.
So it's the whole, and of course I can't not acknowledge we have a coordinator, Josh, who's awesome, and without whom it would be impossible. But yeah, basically a president and running the gallery, which is
Yeah.
fun.
And Josh has been there now a couple of years too, so he pretty
He's
much
been
knows
there
all the
since
ins and outs.
2019. Yes, since
Yeah, yeah,
2019. Yeah.
yeah. That's great. Now, the gallery has suffered through the lockdowns that we've all experienced over the past 2 years, as have most cultural and artistic endeavors. Can you tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about how they've affected the Arbor Gallery?
It has been really like 2020 and 2021. I was counting, I was actually talking to the government about that. And we have been closed 6.5 months just in 2021. And we were closed a good part of 2020 as well. So that means as a gallery, we were one of the last institutions to be reopened, and it happened mid-July in 2021, which meant that we could not have exhibitions. We did have one that was showed virtually and such, but so we lost all of the exhibitions, but we also all of the events and whatever the gallery was presenting, we couldn't do that because we were not allowed to open. And even when we did open, there were some severe restrictions in terms of occupancy. So that means that for us, we really, 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 well, we took it in the guts, like
Mm.
I think that without our benefactors, there was no way we could have survived or we could even have kept. And I must acknowledge our main benefactor is actually Sam Putzel, who is our landlord, and her like immense generosity. Like she has allowed us not to pay rent for the last 2 years. That's amazing,
Mm.
because honestly, if had we had to pay rent to somebody, we would have closed. We would have closed the door. There was no way we could
Wow.
continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We're very lucky
we're
in our town to have Sam around.
oh my gosh, yeah, and of course her and other donors too have been, and we have had great help from Louise Pohl from the review, from the people from the review as well, and so on. Big benefactors like those helped us stay alive. I don't think people realize how close we came to closing, honestly.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
you're
think
right.
people realize that.
Hmm. Yeah, that was a very interesting time for many types of organizations. Certainly, the artistics, all the places that have that produce live music, and all of that. To say yes, you're open, you can come back, but you can only come back with half. Well, you got to turn the lights on, whether that's half the people or all the people, and
That's
and
right.
something that I think governments didn't really think about when they thought they were doing you a favor by letting
Yeah.
you come back at all. And it made it even tougher for some of the people that I know that run either event operations or small stores or even like that,
Yes.
because turning on the
Small
lights
restaurants too.
for half is probably not worth the effort in a lot of cases.
That is the
So,
truth. Yeah,
so
some
what is,
restaurants actually had suffered quite greatly to that
yeah,
because
sure, sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the structure of the gallery now? Is it private, public?
Well, the it was founded as a not-for-profit organization, but so we're run by a board of directors. But in 2014, we also got, on top of the not-for-profit, we also got status as registered charity. So a lot of people don't know that we are a registered charity, which, and on a side note, means that our donors can get a tax receipt. And but of course, being a charity, our purpose and our mission is somewhat. I only have the word inspired in my brain, but
Mhm. Mhm.
it's very inspired and it's very community oriented and such. Because a
Okay.
charitable art gallery cultural center, their mission is really to provide education and services, but that are open to the public at large and so on. And
Right.
definitely a charitable, but in the art and culture domain. So yes, so we are run by a board of director. 95% of our operations are done by volunteers, whom we are
Mhm.
grateful to, because all of our gallery sitters are volunteers. And we have also volunteers for other like events and so on and so forth. And that's basically the structure there.
Okay. And the funding, other
Well,
than people who pay at the door for certain events?
yeah, well, the funding is various areas, because we also have members.
Mhm.
And one of the thing about our membership is that it's kind of a donation based membership. It's a fundraising uh, help. So that means that, first of all, everybody or anybody that loves the art, anybody can become a member. It's $40 a year, and our membership help finance the gallery and help us continue the operations. We also have, of course, uh, we we try to not necessarily increase the profit of the gallery side, because we want to make sure that we don't are not financed by our artists,
Mm.
because artists, as we know, like we have a very, very low commission compared to any art gallery and such. And we received donations, but I think with the COVID, we have realized that the sustainable way to survive and to any catastrophe like this pandemic is going to be to accentuate, which we have started, grants and subsidies. So we're definitely going to increase the proportion of grants and subsidies. And the last thing, of course, and with the generosity of the community, is we have fundraisers. So a lot of events are fundraisers. And we're grateful that people are actually offering us to do fundraising for us. We go, okay. And but we try fundraisers, we try to make sure that they're fun, so that people don't feel that they're just donating to us.
Mhm.
They actually get something in return.
Sure, sure. So anybody at all can just come contact you and become a member of the gallery after they
Absolutely,
pay their
absolutely.
$40.
Well, we actually welcome them way before they get $40. One things we have we have changed a few things about the membership. I don't know if it's going through too much in detail, which you can edit later, I guess. But the membership now is, instead of being staggered like when you come in, the membership is definitely January to December. So the cutoff point is that people who become members before July 1st, their membership will be renewable the same year at December. But people who become a member after July 2nd will have the membership for a year and a half. So
Okay.
this way we try to be fair. And the other thing too is we're trying to increase the number of benefits to be a member. So we have, obviously, if we have artists and artisan members, they can display in the gift shop and so. And but for events, we're going to start having probably we have advance invitation for our members, but we might want to try. It's in the plan. It's in the works now to find some way to give them discounts. We are going to also reinstate the general meeting of the members. So we're gonna follow in the footsteps of the BMA and have that at the Windsor in September. And so this way, like that members can actually know who's member and, like mingle and everything like
Sure.
that. So
Yeah.
we're definitely working very strongly on increasing the benefits.
Well, that's great. I'm pretty sure that this the whole process of membership in the gallery will come as news to some people who've been in this town for quite some time, because it's not
Yes.
something that was generally known, right? Most people who've attended events, they see the little fundraising box in the doorway there as you come in, and to them that's what funding the gallery is all about. So I hope we get widespread viewing of this interview and educate some people.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned the donation box at the entrance, and actually, that's an important point. Is that we don't charge admission because we are a charity gallery. We do not charge admission for people to come and visit the exhibitions, and so we welcome all the donations. It's surprising how generous people are, though. They come in and they're really, really open their heart and their pocket to us. But yeah, the fact that not everything, but all the exhibitions, people can come in as often as they want between Wednesday and Sunday, and can visit as many times as they want, and they don't have to pay an entrance fee or admission fee. So that's really one of the points that makes it interesting.
We'll talk in a minute or so about Tuesday, the 29th performance, but what other activities can you talk about that are coming in the coming months, that exhibitions or other events that you might have planned?
Yeah, actually, we're quite pleased with the fact that, well, the gallery. So we have the main exhibition hall in that heritage home, which is really nice. Our exhibition calendars, all of the exhibitions are going to be happening in the Great Hall, that hall, and our calendar is full until 2023. We actually have people wanting to reserve for 2023. What we have that is different now this year for people who have not come and visited in a while at the gallery is that we have transformed the space inside. So there's a smaller hall, and I call it the Grand Louvre and Le Petit Louvre, but it's the main hall and the small hall. And in the
we can all dream.
Well, why not? We need that pyramid in front of
yes.
the glass pyramid in front of the gallery. But the small hall is actually a place where you could have exhibitions, and that's our intentions. We already have started doing that, and we'll be featuring some of our visual artists in there, which means that the people who are going to be visiting exhibition will be pleased to see two different exhibitions. So that's an improvement to us. It makes it more exciting for visitors to see not only one exhibit during that 1 month, but a second one. The other things that we are doing is, very well, because you have so graciously accepted to coordinate. We have intimate concert series. The gallery is a great place for concert by duos and so on and so forth. We can't have the big bands and everything, but the acoustic is great. The ambiance is beautiful. So we have the concert series coming, and as you know, I'm so pleased that we will, and we will talk about the concert tomorrow. But apparently, I'm not the only one pleased, because people have been answering quite nicely, responding quite nicely. The other thing too is that there's a few ideas, but the other one that is being implemented is a lot of people, okay, let me back up. Sorry about that. When I talk about the gallery, because I'm such a newcomer on both the boards and in Van Cleef, a lot of people say, "Oh, we used to have the speaker series. That was so much fun. When are you going to start that?" So we started looking into how could we provide a speaker series that would be refreshed, because we're new people and so on and so forth. And so we have now, the series is called Conversations with Interesting People. We will concentrate that between April and October, so that there's more traffic in those during nicer weather. And already we have somebody in April, and Van Cleef used to live in Van Cleef quite often. I don't know if you heard Tom Cooper, who wrote 3 books, and he's quite interesting, quirky. I spoke to him a few times on the phone, and he's so much fun. He's a great storyteller, and his books are about funny anecdotes from the point of view of a senior man. So he made sure to specify. He says, when we have that he calls it a reading, but it's going to be a presentation and so on and so forth. He says, make sure that there's a lot of men, because they will really enjoy the humor, Okay. So that's going to be on April 23rd. It's a Saturday night at 7, and we make it as affordable as we can. So we'll ask for $10, and we'll probably put it as a pay what you can formula. So if people can't pay the $10, but they want to come, they will be more than welcome to come in.
Sure.
And so that's the speaker series. We have a few other people lined up for that. And of course, we have some special events as well. I don't know if you want me to talk about those right
Sure.
now.
Sure.
We just got a grant from the town, the Champlain Township. We're also grateful for that, and that will allow us to do two major events. One of them being for the month of June for the Indigenous History Month, that will allow to honor Indigenous contribution and so on. So we already have somebody working on that and finding Indigenous artists, visual artists, artisans, even performers. So the whole month of June is reserved for that, and we'll have more details as we book things and confirm things. And we should have another awareness month around September. September, not quite sure, September, October, but we would like to have events, awareness for the LGBTQ2S plus community, but also things like September is Suicide Prevention Month. We had the Shannon show last year,
Yes.
and that was touching both aspects. So we would like to maybe find a way. And of course, we want to have community show like the Coup de Coeur we had, and that Stephanie Pete's students we had in February. So those are community show. That means that we don't charge anything at all. We don't take any commission at all. And we make sure that we help a group or get the community together that don't normally come to the gallery to participate in some way in an art show or something like that. So those are my, as you call it, very ambitious plans there.
Okay, great.
That's about it for now. Yeah, that I can confirm.
Yeah. So Tuesday, March 29th, we have the group Sussex coming. How does that fit into your plan?
Well, as I said, I love that it's Sussex is actually the group that starts our intimate concert series for many reasons, because as a charitable gallery in the art and culture, our goal is to educate and elevate the appreciation of art. And here's a group, a duo that, yes, they play folk music. They call it American root. So that kind of, but they have a very novel approach, and they have the vibraphone and so on and so forth. So it's so perfect because it's like traditional to what the community likes around here and such, but in a different way. I'm really looking forward to hearing them. And well, I heard them on YouTube and everything, but wow. So that's how it fits. It's this, to be able to give a fresh twist to things that have been historically traditional at the gallery, like folk music and so on and so forth. But, and we have this duo also that you are talking to somewhere in August that it's fiddle and harp, remember?
Yes.
And so that's it. So to me, being able to give new twists and new spin to the appreciation of art is really the kind of things that I think the gallery should really embrace. And of course, the response has been magnificent. We are almost sold out if we're not at this point. And I think it's going to be great for people to just enter into spring and so on. And yeah, we're definitely looking. And collaboration. That's the other thing too that for me is key in the gallery should or wants to, and we are doing it, is hold hands with everybody in the community, so for collaboration. So I think that concert is a good example as well.
For any of the people listening to this particular broadcast, if you're interested to find out more about Sussex, they were our feature interview on last week's show, and you can view that again on sacen.ca under, I think it's under events, where we've posted that interview, so you can get to know a little bit more about Rob Lutz and the history of Sussex, and hear a little bit about of the music as well. So it might get those last couple of tickets sold, I guess, if we can send some people to look at that broadcast.
And we were very lucky to have them because I mean these people have been, I think they're nominated against this year, are they not?
They are.
For the
Yes, they
best
are.
duo, the folk
Yeah.
duo. So
Yeah.
2 years in a row they've been nominated. So it's like getting the Beatles before they were the Beatles, you know?
Yes, right, right.
Or as they were coming out.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yes,
and Rob is quite excited about the opportunity to play at the gallery because I've told him about all the different musicians that have performed there in the past and who will come back anytime just because it sounds so great. And
yeah.
I'm like you. I'm so excited to hear that vibraphone in that room.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be pretty exciting. Just to go back a little bit, you said that the calendar was full into 2023. Is that calendar available on the gallery's website?
It should be. It is.
Okay.
Well, it's supposed to be. I don't know if
Okay.
it's up to date right now. It also, if you look at the review every week, we have not only an article presenting the upcoming things, but if you look in the what's happening section, we have a column. The Arbor Gallery so the full calendar is there every week in the review as well. And of course, you can always follow us on our Facebook page. I encourage people to follow us on our Facebook page because all of the events are there and advertise as well. And the other thing too that people can do is subscribe to our newsletter. So this way they get advance notice of what's coming up in the month and so on and so forth.
And they can do that through the website?
They can do that to the website, they can do that to the Facebook page, or they can even just email us. We are having some webmail issues, but there is one email that works. It's arborgallerycfca@gmail.com. Arbor Gallery, in one word, arborgallerycfca@gmail.com, which used to be our name, Center for Contemporary Art, CFCA.
Okay, well, that's terrific. I want to thank you for your time today, and I want to wish you the best of luck with your ambitious plans for the gallery. And as you are, I'm really looking forward to what will be tomorrow night's concert with Sussex, and it'll be really fun to see that building full again.
Yes, so, I'm looking forward to it, and thank you again so much, and my pleasure, honestly. And maybe they're ambitious because I'm an eternal optimist.
It's to me, it's the only way to live.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you again for your time, and stick around because I want to talk to you some more.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that was our interview with Sylvie Bouchard. As you can see, she's pretty excited about her plans for the coming year at the gallery. And all the people that are directly involved with the gallery are pretty excited about it all too. So just a reminder that the concert that we spoke about in the interview was recorded, I guess, last weekend, maybe Thursday or something last week, and we had not yet learned of the health issues of the performers. So I just want to remind anyone who's maybe just caught the end of this that the concert for the 29th of March has been postponed, and it will now take place on April the 22nd. It's a Friday night. Doors open at 7, and the music starts at 7:30. There are still some tickets available. Unfortunately, some of the people who had signed on for tomorrow night won't be available on the 22nd, so that's freed up a couple of tickets, and we certainly hope to be able to make them available to other people who may be interested in that concert. So that about does it for this week. Remember, if you are a venue or a performer and you want us to help promote your events, contact me at music@saken, that's SAKEN.ca, saken.ca, music@saken.ca. If you would like to be featured on our show, same address, let me know. We're always looking for guests to interview. We try to do an interview every week so that people can get to know you if you're providing music in one way or another, or any artistic endeavor. I'd like to thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see to see you here next week. And just remember that only you can prevent closed venues. Until next week.